Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening on prayer time. And just wanted to wish everybody just a beautiful, happy ending to our Taco Tuesday. Don't know if everybody's having a good Taco Tuesday here, but I will tell you, today has been awesome. I can't really complain here. Um, just wanted to get together here and end our beautiful day in prayer and just kind of welcome you. My name is Joe. I am a practitioner of science of mind teaching. I am currently affiliated with Mile High Church in Denver, Colorado, but I am moving my licensure down to Colorado Springs. But what we do here is we do affirmative prayer. I would just invite you just to kind of welcome yourself in and just kind of grab a glass of water or whatever drink of the day it is here. I got my nice water here. Just allow us just to kind of let the day just kind of come up to a close here. And, if you do have something on your mind that you are needing a prayer on, we do have an email address that you guys can send it to. It's just prayer@ntmedia.org. They have a group of practitioners and ministers both that we have a prayer team. We take our prayers very, very seriously. We honor that confidential space. We want to make sure we hold that truth for you, even if it's something that you may not be seeing right now in this moment. Just know that when we get those prayer requests, we hold that divine truth for you. We pray for it. We continue to pray for it till it shows that demonstration, that manifestation that we already know is there. If you are called to do so, just a reminder that this network, it does a lot of good in the universe here. We do a lot of music. There's a lot of shows from Reverend Sip, excuse me, Morning Sip with Reverend Melissa to, Reverend Steph to the ministers talking, to all the other beautiful programming that we have here in this network. Just know how awesome that is, and a good way to kind of show your gratitude and your appreciation by clicking that donate button. I try to donate. There's also merchandise. There's apparel gear that's there. Bunch of really cool T-shirts, hats. I encourage you to take a look at it. Definitely, worth it. It does allow us to reach out, do further things in the New Thought Media Network. And there's a lot of big things on the horizon. So I encourage you to do that if you have a second. And today, if you were with us yesterday, I had my favorite book, if you guys get to know me here, is from this thing called You by Ernest Holmes. If you can tell here, my book is beaten to shreds because I've had this book and I've read this book since I first took, before I first took Beyond Limits, which was in 2000, I want to say 16 is when I took Beyond Limits. But I got this book really before I really had read any Ernest Holmes. And it really just made me think about New Thought teaching in a different way. I'd been going to Mile High Church. I'd been teaching the youth, but really kind of when I started to read this thing called You, I really started to understand the spiritual power that we have. So today's reading is from page 77 of this thing called You. And this is today's reading. It fits in with prayer. You're going to love it here. Life is a mirror reflecting your images of thought. If you see confusion in the mirror, don't blame the law of reflection. Don't even bother to blame yourself, but be willing to acknowledge that this confusion must be a reflection of your own consciousness. But you must say, it is really a reflection of the confusion around me. Maybe so. But unless this confusion around you had found entrance to your consciousness, it cannot be reflected in your mirror. No doubt many of the reflections caused by the images of thought entertained through previous years of disappointment, uncertainty, and doubt. But this must not discourage you. Learn to sit at home with the cause, to reaffirm your purpose, your position in life, to remold your consciousness, and you will see that the reflections will change. Just as a gardener pulls up old plants that are no longer desirable, so you will uproot the images of thought which no longer you wish to experience. You'll plant new thoughts in the garden of your mind, and you will reap a new harvest. Kind of interesting that reading, picking it for today. It really is about, you know, it comes into the concept of new, it's just as much as the thought. We all have thoughts in our mind. Our mind goes to monkey mind, money, whether it's money, whether it's emotions, whether it's love, whether it's things around us outside our control. There's so many variables of things that are thought that have percolated, that have sat there, that have grown up, that have manifested in here. But yet there's really an opportunity when we go into prayer, into affirmative prayer, to go beyond the thought and the condition and move into what we know to be the truth, to the greater meant to be, that greater presence of spirit that we know exists within all of us here. So, that's something just to kind of put your brain in this evening. But today, we're going to go ahead and get ready to go into prayer. So I just invite you just to kind of allow the day just to let it just kind of end and just be okay. Whatever chair you're in, just kind of sit back. So we just get ready. Just get ready to breathe in this prayer. I just kind of invite you to join just as we take a couple deep breaths. We just breathe in this beautiful energy. Breathe in this life force. Breathe in this essence of being. And I know as I look outside, I see the beautiful stars in the sky. I feel the beautiful air that is at my back, that's in front of me, that blows into my face. This beautiful energy, the moonlight I see, the mountains in the distance. The beautiful fields of abundance. I just know that all these things around me are part of this one thing that we call God, we call spirit, we call divine energy, higher being, higher power. It doesn't matter what we call it. I just refer to it in this prayer as spirit. And I know no matter where I am, whether I'm on top of a mountain, whether I'm in my beautiful apartment, whether I'm in a church, mosque, synagogue, I know and declare just this presence of spirit that exists around me. I know it exists in all four corners of this earth. I know it exists on every mountain, every forest, every body of water. I just know this presence of spirit is there. And knowing this presence that exists, I know that in my mind, as I know are in the mind of all men, women, and children, every man and woman that says yes to the spiritual call, every spiritual brother and sister that says yes to this work, I just know and just see this divine perfection that goes within our minds, the peace and clarity that exists within my mind. I know it's part of this universal mind. My thoughts, my hopes, my emotions, the love and light that I know that exists within my mind also exists within the mind of God. I just know that in this moment, this divine moment, I just know that one word comes to the forefront this beautiful Tuesday, and that is the word of love. This love that percolates, it goes through every single body, every single cell, every being on this planet. I know and just declare that this presence of love and light exists. It is in the forefront. It is in the breath. It is in the words. It is in the actions that are done. And in this love comes this beautiful peace and harmony, this clarity, this just overall just transparency and overall clear nature that exists in this universe just comes to the forefront. And I know all that are right now struggling with these periods of abundance or struggling with a job. I know and just declare just the presence of spirit throughout this journey. I know that all paths lead to spirit, lead to God. I just know and declare that no matter where that journey is, no matter what step is being taken, I just know and rest in that presence that I know to come to the forefront right now, right here in this space. And I know that the words that are spoken in prayer, the words that are requesting for divine health, divine peace, divine clarity for those who are going through transitions or challenges or this thing called a pandemic, this COVID that we have going on right now. I know the reality of the situation is this divine perfection is waiting to unfold. That in these beautiful beings, I just know that the body is repairing to that divine perfection. Bones are mending and blood flow is moving through efficiently and with grace and dignity. I know that all that have answered the service call, whether nurses, practitioners, doctors, they're all guided by this divine intelligence I know exists within all souls. And I just know that this path is just filled with this love and light. And as I get ready just to kind of go into this step of gratitude for this day, but gratitude for the journey, gratitude for this thing called you, as Ernest Holmes says. This thing called you exists within me. This thing exists all throughout all beings here. But just reminds us of this child of God that all of us are. That even though we are so different, whether it's our skin color, our ethnicity, our gender, we are all one. We're all part of this greater whole. We are all children of God. And just knowing this, knowing that I can hold this prayer, I can hold this consciousness, this space, I just give deep gratitude. Gratitude for being able to see this overall journey, be able to see this light, be able to hold this truth. And having this deep gratitude, knowing nothing else needs to be said, I just simply step back. I know nothing else needs to be said. I let this be into this law of love and light, this universal law of divine action into form. I know nothing else needs to be said. I simply step back. What a beautiful evening. Knowing nothing else needs to be said, I just simply end it as I invite you to with it, and so it is. What a beautiful prayer, my friends. What a beautiful prayer. And I just want to just kind of end today, just kind of talking about the beautiful lineup we have in the morning. In case you guys have never checked it out or you're watching this on a recording, take a look at the morning lineup. Having morning sip with Reverend Melissa, as I butchered to start this. What a beautiful being of love and light Reverend Melissa and Reverend Steph are. And such a blessing for this network to have and to be able to watch this and listen to this in recording. I'll tell everybody a secret. I have my phone on the side when I'm working from home just so I can listen to the show sometimes, because sometimes I do need that spiritual practice and form. So just a little secret of the universe here. But I just want to tell you how much I'm just honored to be able to hold this space this evening And I want to wish you all just the best. Have a great night's sleep. Peace and blessings to all of you. Much love, my friends. Namaste. And once again, and so it is.